Well, the Plattsburgh area has a long military history, but perhaps its most visible chapter came with the Air Force Base, which closed in 1995. Today, a museum keeps those stories alive with local veterans leading the way. I sat down with one retired pilot who made it his mission to remember.
Ben, would you like to be my second person?
I would love to be.
Okay, why don't you take that seat?
In a corner of the Plattsburgh Air Force Base Museum,
Red dot one, red dot one.
Retired Air Force pilot Frank Berry sat me at a mock ICBM launch console based on the control centers used to launch and monitor nuclear missiles.
We both have keys that we're going to have to turn within 5 seconds of each other. Go ahead and turn it when you're ready.
In the early 1960s, 12 Atlas F missiles were stored in silos within 25 miles of the base. It was deadly serious work at the height of the Cold War.
The whole purpose of Plattsburgh Air Force Base at that time was to deter nuclear and conventional aggression against the United States and our allies.
Today, nearly 30 years after the base closed, the museum keeps these stories alive. Many of the artifacts in this museum were donated by locals, including this helmet worn by pilot Henry Worcester, who goes by the name Tank. And if you're here on the right day, you can meet him as one of the volunteers.
Better yet is to hear the stories people tell when they come here and say, "Oh, I remember him. He was a really good guy." Or, "Oh yeah, what a jerk. Let me tell you a story about him."
Between racks of flight gear, hats, and plaques, visitors can truly step into history.
What you've got here is a Nomex flight suit.
With a chance to suit up and sit in the cockpit of this flight trainer.
In the FB-111, you only had 2 crew members, a pilot in the left seat and a navigator or instructor pilot in the right seat. I got to be an instructor pilot here, so I got to be quite familiar with this and could teach from either seat.
Training pilots in the Strategic Air Command was one of Frank's assignments at the base. After tours in Southeast Asia and across the U.S., he found his way back to Plattsburgh, retiring from service in 1993.
Did I see it as service? I saw it more as doing something that I really enjoyed doing in a way I like doing it. We've kept these connections with people we knew in the Air Force, things we knew around Plattsburgh, and Plattsburgh has always just felt like a place we want to be.
Now, alongside fellow veterans, Frank makes sure the story of the Air Force in the North Country is never forgotten.
Plattsburgh has always had a rich military history. The end of the Air Force Base meant the end of that active military history, but it's still something we want to keep alive